Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports today. I'm Maureen Russell Hodson. Well, you know, if you're like me, you've been ready to get that cleaning done in your home, and you need to make sure you have all the proper tools. And of course, the #1 tool you need is a good vacuum cleaner. But did you know there are different levels of vacuum cleaners? And also, not every carpet takes every vacuum cleaner. Here to tell us more is Dave Hemister. He is the owner of Day-Cin Vacuums, which is in Cross Point Center in Centerville. Good to see you, Dave.
Hi, thank you for having me again.
Love to have our Centerville businesses on.
It's our 4th visit here, and I appreciate being here and getting the word out about our store and our location at the Cross Point Shopping Center.
And you always provide such good information. And today we're going to talk about this really popular, super thick carpet that a lot of people are loving to buy. Looks gorgeous in your home.
Feels great.
Feels like you're walking on clouds, but maybe not the easiest thing to vacuum.
Not the easiest carpet to vacuum is right. About 2 years ago, there's 2 major manufacturers. One is called Mohawk and another one is called Shaw. And they've created a carpet since 2010. And what they've done over the time, they've increased the number of fibers within the carpeting, and it feels great on the feet, and people love how it looks. And but the issue has been, and it's continued to be, that it's hard to vacuum because the vacuum cleaner can actually bog down as you push it through and stop. So the #1 complaint has been, okay, we got this great carpet, we love it, but we don't want to have a heart attack in the process afterwards of cleaning it.
So one of the good things, I mean, you offer a lot of services as well as products, but something that you recommend is that folks come in and talk about the carpet before they purchase it, right?
Yeah, and the main reason for that is that we, as I mentioned, 2 years ago, we started dealing with this because customers come to us and they bought this carpeting, and we'd sell them a vacuum cleaner thinking they could just buy anything, and that's fine and well. The problem is it was either breaking belts or they couldn't push the vacuum cleaner through the carpet. So now we've asked customers, hey, if you got new carpeting, we asked them, did you get new carpeting? We asked that there. Hey, do you have any samples with you? Because that's really going to help us, help you. Because when you come into our store, we just don't, it's not like, oh, you know, you see it there, you buy it, you're gone. And that's all well and good, but we kind of like to ask a few questions because we want you to be satisfied with your product and the vacuum cleaner which you purchase.
And I don't think there are too many people that you can talk to who has the knowledge of vacuum cleaners, of the way they operate and what works on carpet as you do, because you really know exactly what's going on with all of this. You keep up to date on all of the trends.
Yes, this makes my 32nd year in the floor care industry, floor care business, and 28 years in the Dayton market. I started my career in 1982 in Centerville, or I'm sorry, in Cincinnati in Mount Healthy for the Hoover Company. And in 1985, we opened our first store in Moraine. In 1998, we moved the Hoover Sales and Service to Cross Point Shopping Center. And in 2009, I opened up my own store called Day-Cin Vacuums. And the reason why I called it Day-Cin Vacuums is, of course, I've worked in Dayton 28 years of my life, and I live in Cincinnati. I actually live in Cincinnati. My wife, you know, bless her heart, I love her dearly. She's, I can't believe you drive that. But I've been driving that, folks, for 28 years.
I know, and your customers really appreciate it. Let's talk about, we've talked about the thickness of carpet, which we do see more and more popular, but when somebody comes in and says, I don't know which way to turn, I'm not sure what to do, how do you direct them?
Well, here's something new that Shaw and also Mohawk has put together, and that information can be found on my website at daycinvac.com. Contact us, and underneath that you will find the recommendations. Now, the recommendations are based upon the vacuum cleaner being able to push through the carpeting. So they have come up with a list starting with Pro Team, going to the Miele product, and also then going to the Oreck, the magnesium, and as we actually speak, this is pretty big because the manufacturers are now making modifications to their vacuum cleaner because the two industries really never did talk. It's hard to believe that.
I know, that is absolutely hard to believe.
It's really hard, and it was a shocker to me a few years ago when I found out. I said, well, your R&D and your research and development, but the two industries they only talk together when it came to commercial cleaning, commercial carpeting, because there's really not much to this. This is a commercial carpet. But then when you're making a product out there that people really love, and this carpet is here to stay, as Shaw told us, he goes, you know, this is no trend. This is going to be here to stay. So, and it was really at the Vacuum Cleaner Dealer Trade Association, which I go to every year, which is a professional organization of all the manufacturers of vacuum cleaners, come there once a year. It could be in Vegas, it could be held in New Orleans, but basically they're showing their latest and greatest product. But Shaw was there this time, and they gave an actual demonstration. They talked about the number of twills, or the number of fibers that makes up this soft gray carpet, that it's here to stay, customers love it, and and they had their recommendations. Now, not all vacuum cleaners fit the same, is going to fit your needs. And what we found out is that I have found vacuum cleaner uprights that's not on their list actually work. And saying that they'll even make a claimer on there is that not all vacuum cleaners are created the same. It's best to try, certain, but this is what we actually found that will work. And
people can go in and actually try your vacuums, which is nice. You can take a test drive, if you will.
Yeah, we've always offered, and even with Hoover, back in 1985 in Moraine, I always say, hey folks, come on in. I used to have carpet fibers, carpet pieces back then, actually pieces of carpet that customers could try before they purchased their vacuum cleaners. So I actually do that today in my store. So when you come in the store, there'll be various carpets in there, and we try to say, hey, what kind of carpet do you have? Do you have this? Okay, well, that will work. That may work, but try this here. Now, I want to show you, I've got a couple vacuum cleaners here today that are on that list, may be on the list, may not be on that list. But having said that what makes one vacuum cleaner go through this particular type of carpet? And where we're talking about this particular carpet.
We have to see this because this is really plush.
This is really soft carpeting right here, okay? So it makes an impregnation of that of my hand. Well, you can imagine trying to push a vacuum cleaner through that could be hard. But there are some vacuum cleaners out there, and they work well. And if I could just point out one here. This particular vacuum cleaner, which is a Fuller, yet it could be a Pro Team, it could be a Riccar, it could be a Simplicity, and it's on that list, allows the customer to decrease the suction on the back of the vacuum cleaner. So
that's something that's important to do. I mean, you shouldn't just keep your vacuum cleaner on the same number every time. You need to raise and lower it.
Well, in this particular vacuum cleaner, we need to have something, the ideal equation, let's call it that would be to decrease the suction, which you can on a canister vacuum cleaner. And then on the power head, raise and lower the height.
Okay.
On this particular vacuum cleaner, they made the wheels wide enough where it can actually go over the carpet fairly easy, and they decrease the suction, so it actually cleans. That's a big key. You can find a lot of vacuum cleaners out there, but it's hard to find a vacuum cleaner where you can actually decrease the suction of it. Because
so that's for the thicker the carpet, the less suction.
The less the suction. Yeah, you want enough suction, but you don't want to, you don't want to kill yourself in the process of vacuuming. So that's one brand right there. Another brand would be like, and it's on their list, the Oreck magnesium, very lightweight. With this vacuum,
looks very high-tech, too.
It is very high-tech. And they came out with this a few years ago, and now I'm an Oreck dealer. I'm at the Cross Point Shopping Center. So, but it has big wheels, so that allows that to go through the carpeting. But keep in mind, once you turn that on and that suction takes grab, it can bog down and be hard to push. So, and some of these are, like this guy here. Well, it cleans well. But watch this.
It's a little bit more difficult.
Now it just shut down because not all carpets are the same. Here we have Kerostan, which is Mohawks, which is called silk, which is a higher grade. Well, you've just seen what happened there. Yet on the Caress by Shaw, it went through it no problem. So that could be an issue. And the only way to know is to actually bring the vacuum cleaner, bring your carpet samples into the store. That really helps us out a lot. You want to be satisfied with your product. We want you to be happy with it and want to be able to clean.
I have to ask you this, though. To me, these are very high-tech and do great jobs, but I think the number one question I always ask you, bag or bagless?
Well,
I know I know you like to say what customers think is best, but it seems like bagless, is it still as popular as it was, or people are going back to bags?
You know, yeah, that's a good. You know, I've done both, and over the years I found out I did bagless when bagless wasn't cool. I guess there was a country song out there. You know, it's country per country song.
Right.
I was repairing bagless vacuum cleaners in the industrial cleaning. I've seen that trend end in commercial cleaning. A lot of them now. No one wants to empty the dirt cup. It's dirty, it's filthy like that. So a lot of the commercial vacuum cleaners have gone using bags now.
Okay.
And that's here to stay. The same way with bagged or bagless vacuum cleaners. I have learned. You know, people, you know, if you want to buy it, that's fine. What do you think? And I get myself in trouble sometimes. What do you? I own this, and I own, you know, I own the #1 brand product out there on the market. What do you think of it? Well, do you want to hear what? You want to hear what you want to hear, or do you want to hear what I hear? And sometimes they want to be reassured that the product that they bought, you know, matches what. Right. Since I'm an expert, I guess. But then again, I have learned, hey, you're happy with that? That's fine. You know, that's not what I own, but that's, you know, if you like it, you know. Is it a situation where you might need to have a couple of different vacuum cleaners for different areas of your home? Or? Absolutely, because, you know, when you come into our store, we're going to find out, do you have an upstairs, do you have a downstairs, do you have a one-floor plan? You know, something big that's coming back outside of this new softer type grade carpeting is wood floors. Right, folks are coming back with wood floors. Well, you know, I've watched this whole trend change. You know, I'm not that old, but then again, I remember growing up as a kid, we didn't have wall-to-wall carpeting until we were in the 70s, okay? And before that, we just had tile floors. And so wood floors is coming back, either it being engineered floors or laminated floors. But you want to be able to buy a vacuum cleaner that you can clean those. Now, traditionally, I'm going to say this, canisters have always been. Well, we've got a whole generations of folks says, listen, I don't want a canister. I've seen my mom fight with those things, pull that thing around. You know what? That is the best, because you got a soft bristle brush, you got a straight suction. Like these we're talking about when we talk about canisters. Yes, those are canisters, and not bagless, but just a canister vacuum cleaner. And this particular brand, Miele, when it comes to HEPA filtration and the suction and the power, I think is one of the best out there on the product. Followed with Sebo also. You know, both of these vacuum cleaner companies have been around a while. Both of them are family-owned companies, still made in Germany. They make a great quality product. Now, having said that about the canister, Miele makes this particular head, and it's on Mohawk's and it's also on Shaw's website, a recommendation. They'll show the Miele, various vacuum cleaners are Miele, but then again, they're also showing that this particular head works best because you can do one or two things with a canister. As I showed you with that upright, you can actually turn the suction down. But with a Miele canister or Sebo canister, you can actually turn the suction down, but you can also raise and lower the height adjustment, which makes that vacuum cleaner go easy through the carpet. Which is a very important point now. Very important part. It takes care of the equation of not only the wood floors, but also the different grades of carpeting, and it goes through this carpet well. Well, not only does Miele makes one, but Sebo makes one. But, you know, you got that customer, that they're bent. I won't have a canister, I don't, you know, and that's fine. Yeah. But Miele makes an upright vacuum. You could take this same electric head and put it on their little electric broom, which works great. So now you've got a canister in upright form. And that's nice. Same way with Sebo. Now, Sebo is actually going to go do another step here where they actually have a height adjustment here. And this works well on certain carpets. I have to say, 2 weeks ago, a customer came into the store, and right away I thought of a particular vacuum cleaner. They had their sample with them. Which is always a good thing. So I was going to say, when people come in, Dave, they should be prepared to ask a lot of questions and spend time really getting an idea of what's going on. And it does take time because we have to educate that customer. Right. Of course, I hope we want you to buy your vacuum cleaner from us because that's how we make our living, of course. But then and you want to go to daycinvac.com for more information or stop by and see Dave. He's at Cross Point Center in Centerville. Thanks for sharing all the information. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. We'll see you next time. Bye.